Okay, the big kahuna Phil Brown down to a 2 board right now. Revs coming up, a 1 board, about to get things underway. Sideways, green flag, and they're off, and the KTM bolts out. It's a pretty decent little hole shot by the KTM, but he's being chased up the hill by a boatload of people. This is going to be an insane race, I can tell you right now.
John, that looked like Corey West from the second row really got a phenomenal start. He couldn't, of course, keep up with Fillmore, but he went shooting on up the inside to take 3rd place by the time he came into turn number 1, and up at 2, it looked like he may have taken over 2nd spot.
I don't know, boy. There was a crowd of people pushing hard. I was looking at that bright orange HMC KTM headed up the hill. Fillmore with a great start, and it's tough to start a bike with that much low end without wheeling it. And he just had a phenomenal start as we wait for him to come out of turn 6. Looking forward to see what this turns into.
Yeah, they're in what I like to call the dark side of the moon right now. We have no visibility.
Right now, nope, they're through. The KTM is still in the lead right now as they blaze up into turn 7. Might have been Jeremy Toy up there and is up in 2nd or 3rd right now as they come out of turn 7 through the S's right now. The HMC KTM coming back down the hill at us hard and fast off the top of 8A. Into the chicane they go. The KTM goes deep. 1, 2, 3. Looks like Ricky Corey in 3rd right now.
That's
Jeremy
Ricky
Toy in 4th, I think.
That's Ricky Corey in 4th place. I don't know who that 3rd place rider is. We got a bit of a dark horse there. But we've definitely got Jeremy Toy up in 2nd place, and he's hard on the rear of Chris Fillmore.
Fillmore putting down a good lap here right out the gate, and they are going hard. Okay, looking at it right now, coming across is Corey Fillmore. It looks like it would be, I think that's David Archery, then Ricky Corey, Corey West, Jeremy Toy in, I think, 5th place. So, and then Chris Siglin in 6th. Tyler O'Hare, not a bad lap going on there either. So, some good racing going on. It's really tough to sort these guys out these first couple laps.
Looks like Lenny Hale is rounding out, and Vinny Lee is rounding out the top 10. All of these riders staying very close together as they should be coming out of turn. There they are out of the chicane. Excuse me, out of the carousel, charging up towards turn number 7. It's still Fillmore in the lead.
Fillmore got a good ride going on so far, but he's under a lot of pressure, Vic. Through turn 7 right now, he's still holding on to a couple bike lengths, and he just whacks that thing open and gets a little bit of a gain, and then he starts to get reeled back in. But no, stretching it out as he comes over the top of 9. Looks like he got a phenomenal drive off of 8A and on the brakes into the chicane right now. They're starting to stretch out just a little bit. We got the top 5 guys here all in a nice little freight train. And Fillmore is still the engineer out here right now as he heads behind the media center and down into turn 11.
You know, John, watching him come into turn number 9, Ricky Corey was just carrying a lot of speed, very, very deep. It's almost as if he's familiar with this track.
Wow, that'd be a bit of a stretch. But no, Ricky's looking really good out there. He's trying hard to move up into 3rd spot right now as they go through the turn 1 chicane. And oh, somebody pitched one away at turn 9.
Now, I'm seeing Ricky Corey putting his foot down coming into turn 1. That's a new behavior for him, a la Rossi and some of the MotoGP riders. In turn 1, he had his inside foot out.
I see bright orange wheels on a black bike out there, I think, is over there in the chicane. I don't know who that is. We'll see if we can get a number on it. Riders headed through the carousel right now, bending it hard to the left, and out they come onto the drag strip and headed up the hill to turn 7. Right now, Fillmore has just got a great lead. He's got one person pushing him real hard, and that looks like that is still David Anthony's got a great race going on, but he is pushing hard as they come back through the S's. Fillmore was fast through here last lap. He gets a little drive out of 8A, over the top of 9 and down the hill, or over the top of 8A and down the hill into 9. Still a pretty good group. Trying to figure out who that is in this spot right now.
And John, I see Jeremy Tigert is working his way up. He's up to 6th place now. Tigert is, of course, a bit of a specialist up here, held in the #1 plate for the AFM twice.
Tigert is no slouch whatsoever right now. Fillmore doing really, really good. Jeremy Toy's got a good race going on, and he's been around this track a lot of times. We're looking to see how this goes.
And that's Chris Siglin who's worked his way up there. As a matter of fact, I may have been wrong. That might not have been Jeff Tigert up there. I think I had a little bit of a timing and scoring error. Chris Siglin has worked his way up to 6th place and has his sights on Jeremy Toy now.
Well, I'll tell you what, he can have his sights on Jeremy Toy all race long sometimes. Toy does not give anybody anything. That man is a veteran racer. He's been around this track and a lot of other ones a lot of time. We'll look to see what he can do and how long he can hold off Chris or take down the man ahead of him. Right now, he is trying to get past Corey West. We'll see if he can reel Corey West in. Ricky Corey right now in 3rd spot. David Anthony in 2nd. And Chris Fillmore still in the lead. And a big move out there, turn 7 right now. It looks like Chris Fillmore just bounced back to 2nd place. And it appears that David Anthony has taken over the lead in turn 7, went underneath. It was a nice move. I don't know if Fillmore got a little bit wide. Fillmore carrying some brutal speed down the hill, closing it up. Jeremy Toy right now, great nice going on for 2nd and 3rd, pardon me, for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And now Chris Fillmore trying to reel back in the lead.
John, that's Corey West is just doing everything he can to try to move Ricky Corey out of the way going into turn number 9. Ricky Corey, oh, and we got another alternative line heading into the turn 9 area there, but it looks like Corey West is just doing everything he can to try to get underneath Ricky Corey, and Ricky Corey is just saying deeper and deeper the brakes each time.
Well, these guys have all put in a lot of laps here. Ricky Corey, a local specialist and engine builder, now RCR Race Motors. He is doing some really nice stuff out there. Hopefully he'll be able to keep going and maybe move up just a little bit. But David Anthony with a great move up in turn 7 on the last lap. We'll see if Chris Fillmore can get it back. Anthony with a 1:37.921 on that last lap. Chris Fillmore a 1:38.031, I think that is. Oh, I didn't bring my glasses up here, and that monitor's a few feet away.
Coming out of the carousel, there's no change up there. Ricky Corey has, oh look, there's a move on the outside of the carousel. It did not work, but those bikes were awfully close coming together if they didn't touch.
I don't know, that could be a move on the brakes in 7 right now. I can't see it from where I'm at, but it doesn't look like he made it happen. But they were side by side out of the carousel and down the drag strip all the way into 7. They are just beating each other up in 3rd and 4th place, and Jeremy Toy hanging on in 5th, waiting to see if they take each other out. Right now, the leader.
There's a move right there, and he got it clean. He moved him right out of the way. Corey West came in and just shoved Ricky Corey out of his way, and Ricky is now fighting to keep Jeremy Toy off of his rear end as he lost a little bit of his drive coming out of 9 as he had to adjust his line going to 9A.
That was a brutal, brutal move. And I gotta say, that's how the big boys play right now. And right now, we are still looking at David Anthony holding on to the lead. Chris Fillmore in 2nd. And oh, somebody goes wide out in the dirt from 3rd. Well, that was Corey West who went wide in turn 1. Ricky Corey and Jeremy Toy both move up at least 1 position, I think. So a little bit of an overcook into turn 1 and a big, big change.
Yeah, John, I'm not convinced he's going to lose a spot because he never let off the throttle. He just kept the hammer down and went through the dirt, which is, I hope they had radiator guards on the bikes behind him because he's probably kicking up some rocks. But we'd seen something similar in the previous lap coming out of 6th. He carried a little too much as he came out of that corner and drifted out in the Tiger seat. With the cross flags out, this race is halfway over already.
That was 5 really, really fast laps. Leaders headed up the drag strip right now. And I gotta say, nothing but respect for David Anthony. He is putting down some laps out there. Last lap, a 1:37.901. So he is getting faster now that he's got a little bit of clear track ahead of him. He's coming through the S's right now. Jeremy Toy and Ricky Corey. Toy trying to make a move in the S's. No love there. Almost made it happen. Off the top of 8-8 down the hill to turn 9. And this is just insanely close racing right now. A little bit of a gap coming down the hill. Ricky Corey not giving anything up. So right now, Jeremy Toy is looking at this, waiting for Ricky Corey to make a mistake. These guys know each other. They will give each other not one single solitary inch. Leaders by start finish right now, and then through the chicane. Then we have Ricky Corey, Jeremy Toy, and then Corey West in fifth, and a pretty good gap back to sixth. It looks like that is Chris Siglin. Siggy not getting the amount of track time he's used to.
Looks like we got a bike with a bit of mechanical coming into 9. He's got his hands up, he's posting it, he may have picked an engine. John, I've seen 2 bikes down into the 37.6s. That's David Anthony and Chris Fillmore. Chris Fillmore is actually going a touch faster than the rider in front of him, David Anthony.
We'll see how long that lasts, Vic. If he's going faster, it means he's reeling somebody in a big way. Right now, our slowest competitor out there timing and scoring is telling us he's doing a 1:49. So we've got less than, or right at 12 seconds from the leader to the last place bike. That is a bit of a gap, but not too shabby out here today. People really putting some laps down. Leader's coming through the S's right now, and it is still going to be David Anthony with a great ride going on. Chris Fillmore not giving up an inch, though. This is definitely not over, but they are breaking away from third, fourth, and fifth. Off the top of the hill right now, Jeremy Toy goes underneath and takes third place from Ricky Corey. Corey gets a little bit deep into the chicane, loses a little bit of drive, and now he's got a problem coming up from behind as Jeremy Toy has moved up into third.
They've got another problem. Corey West, with the little battle going up there, was able to make up all the distance that he lost on that mistake in turn 1 earlier. Corey West is a factor again for this third place podium spot.
Well, I think Jeremy Toy might have a word or two to say about that, but we'll see how it goes. These guys definitely going hard through turn 1 all the way out to the gator teeth. Down the hill right now, we got a bunch in the back. They are going fast. We still got some great racing going on all over this race course. Leader should be coming onto the drag strip here any second right now, looking for Corey West and Chris Fillmore. Pardon me, David Anthony and Chris Fillmore. And there they are right now. It looks like Fillmore has gained a little bit of ground, but David Anthony with a great drive out of turn 6. Maybe not so much, but Fillmore looked like he came out of there pretty quick, Vic.
Jeremy Toy has opened up a gap on the rider behind him. That's Ricky Corey and Corey West. Corey West is just worrying Ricky Corey all over the back wheel of him, but Jeremy Toy has made a little bit of a breakaway. I don't think he's going to be able to come up to the riders up in first and second place, though.
No, right now it looks like David Anthony and Chris Fillmore have got their own race goal. Fillmore is all over the back of David Anthony right now. Anthony seems like he's got some horsepower, but if he makes a single mistake, that HMC KTM is going to be right there, and he's got to be able to hear that bike. They are hard on him. Fillmore went really narrow coming out of 11. Looked like he looked underneath, but didn't have quite enough drive to make it go.
About that gap I was talking about, John, it's gone. Jeremy Toy has no gap on top of Ricky Corey now, and Corey West is still hanging on the back of Ricky Corey. Ricky Corey is going to make a move sometime in this next lap or two. He has erased that tire deficit.
Doesn't surprise me a little bit. That RCR motor that he built himself is phenomenally quick and well prepared. Ricky Corey Racing, Ricky Corey riding for Ricky Corey Racing, and a great motor. And I'll tell you what, he and Jeremy Toy are friends. They love to dice it up hard out here. They will lean on each other. They will elbow each other. They will do everything but knock each other off. Leaders are just going at it hammer and tong right now. I love how this race course equalizes bikes right now. The KTM maybe not quite so much top end, but he's absolutely in the hunt as they head up into turn 7 right now. Well, he'll see if he can take a peek underneath. He's not quite close enough for a strike unless he's really good on the brakes. It doesn't look like it's going to happen this time. Watch him coming back to us through the S's right now. And that KTM just flies through here right now, Vic.
John, we're going to have a factor with lap traffic, and it's going to happen soon. By soon, I mean within the next 2 corners. Not a factor in the Formula Pacific races, but these guys up front are going so fast, they're going to catch him in turn 11. This is where things are going to get real interesting.
Looks like it's going on right now. Look at the drive on that KTM going through 10, and he's going deep into 11. He's right on the rear wheel of David Anthony, and they've got lap traffic that they're coming around. hard on the gas right now, and it looks like Anthony got the better of that. I don't even know where the lap traffic went that time. So
I'm not sure if they're getting blue flags or what's happening, but that lap, no, there's a yellow flag flying. I think the lap traffic went down on its own accord.
either that or somebody scared them to the ground. You never know. Jeremy Toy right now, and Ricky Corey all over his rear wheel. Oh, looks like that's Corey West. My mistake right now. Corey West just had a great lap and got around Ricky Corey and is now moved up one position. So Corey West in fourth, Jeremy Toy in third, Chris Fillmore in second, and David Anthony still holding on to the lead right now. What a great race we got going on here. A bunch of different people. Leaders out onto the drag strip right now, headed up into turn 7. Looks like David Anthony is slowly starting to creep away from Chris Fillmore. Anthony's been really, really consistent right now.
Side by side, John, coming out of the carousel. That's Corey West and Jeremy Toy. We're side by side through the entire exit of the carousel, and I can't tell who's got the advantage as they come into turn number 7.
A breaking duel.
And we're on our final lap. This is where they got to let it all hang out. White flag is out. Final lap. These guys are coming through, and they are close, John.
Leaders right now coming out of the chicane, turn 9 into turn 10. Chris Fillmore is right there. White flag, Fillmore going deep into 11.
And side by side at 9, we've had another change in position. It looks like Jeremy Toy is back, and this is going to be Corey West taking over third place.
Checkered flag right now, and it is going to go to David Anthony, but just barely. Chris Fillmore just pounded him in 11 and almost made it happen. Coming out of 11 right now, 3 wide through turn 11. Looks like it is going to be Corey West, Jeremy Toy, and Ricky Corey racing. That was a great race.